What happened tonight, Tony?
Well, it was called turnovers. A lot of turnovers there for the Boston Bruins. They just weren't clean tonight. Couldn't get the puck from defense to offense. Too many turnovers right around the offensive blue line. You can't have it in the playoffs. We talked about it the other night, Mike, but the Bruins needed to clean it up. I thought in the first period the Bruins came out, they were crisp. They were getting on the forecheck. They were getting on the back check. They didn't seem to give Florida much, but Florida stuck with their game plan, played hard, did what they needed to do, and got the goals when they had to.
You mentioned the turnovers. Mike pointed out the turnovers when he was doing the highlights there. So let's figure out how the turnovers happened. Was it nerves again from the Bruins? Do you give the Panthers some credit for that? Or is it just that's not in their skill set? I can't imagine not in the skill set is an appropriate answer. So why did those turnovers happen?
Well, you're trying to make plays, Mike. You want to go out there. You want to be successful. You want to make plays offensively. But at times, they're just not there. You see the Bruins, they're just getting forechecked hard. There's Sam Bennett right there on McAvoy, body on body. The puck's turned over. Verhaeghe puts it in the back of the net. This is the first goal. Carlo up the middle. Matthew Tkachuk's in a great spot. Gives it to Sam Bennett. But you just can't have these turnovers. Every time you turn the puck over, it's usually a scoring chance going the other way, as it was tonight. Don't think that Florida didn't have their own turnovers as well. They had quite a few. The Bruins' second goal, Marchand's goal, was an egregious turnover. But for Boston, it's all about puck management and puck control. When they're doing it well and they're hitting each other's stick, making tape-to-tape passes, coming out of their zone, through the neutral zone, they're a good team.
After the game one, Montgomery said he thought his team or players on his team may not have been ready for playoff intensity and may have shown some nerves. Did you see any of that tonight? Are they ready for the playoff intensity? Are they ready for a playoff forecheck? Because I feel like that's sort of what's getting them there.
Well, it's playoff hockey, and nothing comes easy. It's not going to be easy. If you thought that the Boston Bruins are just going to go in there and plow right over the Florida Panthers, it's just not going to happen. There's too many good teams in the NHL right now. There's too much parity. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night. You have to show up. You have to be at your best, as we saw tonight.
All right, does it change the way, okay, we understand, I hear you. All right, it's not going to be easy, but I still think about those 135 points that the Bruins have. So even though I don't expect it to be easy, I expect the Bruins to win this series. Does it change anything about the series after tonight? 1-1, Bruins get pushed off the ice. Well, series change at all for you?
Not really. I mean, obviously the Boston Bruins is still the favorite in this series. But now I think it puts a little bit of pressure on Boston. Do you put Grzelcyk back in the lineup, a guy that had such a great plus-minus during the regular season? Now does Bergeron get pushed back in the lineup quicker before he's 100%? I think they've got some decisions to make, but all in all, this team has been able to rebound all year. If you look back on the regular season, yes, it's different than the postseason, but this Boston Bruins team, they know how to win. They know how to rebound after a loss. They've done it all year, and I wouldn't expect anything less from them.
I want to get to the goaltending, but you mentioned Bergeron. I think they missed him tonight big time on the faceoff circle, Tony. I felt like it was 54 to 46% in favor of Florida, so it doesn't feel like a massive gap. I feel like Florida won most of the faceoffs they needed to win in this game, so I think you really miss Bergeron in that regard. You ever thought on that?
Yeah, you miss him, especially on the power play. Obviously, every faceoff is in the offensive zone on a power play. They just didn't seem to win them. They couldn't get that puck, control the puck, get possession, and be able to stay in the zone for 2 minutes on the PP. I think it hurts them on the power play even more not having Bergeron in the middle. Besides the faceoff, having him in that bumper position, which everybody calls, in the middle, he's an option to score there 100% of the time. That's what makes Pastrnak open on the other side when Brad Marchand has the puck on the right side of the ice. It hurts the Boston Bruins power play. They just seem a little bit out of sorts tonight and in game one.
Okay, let me give you a list of guys that I've written down that I feel are out of sorts, not up to the playoff level they need to be. Lindholm is one. I don't feel like he looks like the same guy that I saw in the regular season. Pastrnak, what has he done in this series other than give the puck away and score a tap and empty net goal in the first game? Krejci, if you were out there were expecting David Krejci from 2011, like taking over the playoffs, I don't feel like he's that guy anymore, and I don't feel like we're getting the bang for our buck from Orlov that we got in the regular season. Those are just 4 that I've just, anyone else stand out to you?
Well, you're bringing up the defensemen, and I'd like to talk about that, Mike. It doesn't seem like the Bruins defensemen are jumping up in the play like they were during the regular season. Lindholm was incredible, getting up to play, helping out with the offense. I don't know if they have tried to pull the D back just a little bit now that it's playoff time, but it seems like the Bruins, when they're free-flowing on the ice, they're out there, they're just going as hard as they can. Like a guy on the Florida Panthers like Montour. He's up the ice. He's like a fourth forward every time he's on the ice. So for the Boston Bruins, I don't know if they have changed anything as far as their D getting up the ice or changed how they want to play offensively when they have the puck, but I don't think that had as much of an effect on the game tonight as those turnovers in the defensive zone.